What happens when timeless wisdom meets unstoppable willpower? On one side, a Stoic philosopher who believes strength comes from mastering the self. On the other, Venus Williams, a legend whose resilience on the court has inspired millions. This isn't just a clash of ideas. It's a conversation about greatness, endurance, and what it truly means to rise. Stay with us. The lesson from this debate may change the way you face your own challenges.
When people hear the word strength, they often think of muscles, speed, or the ability to dominate an opponent. But the ancients understood strength differently. To us Stoics, true power is not found in what you can do to others. It is found in what you can endure within yourself. Life, after all, is a tournament far longer than any played in a stadium. Each of us is both athlete and opponent, striving to master the chaos within. I have seen kings fall because they could not master their anger. I have seen men of immense wealth crumble because they could not bear discomfort. And I have seen ordinary people rise above extraordinary circumstances because they learned the discipline of the mind. Strength is not the victory you win in front of the crowd, but the battles you win in silence, against fear, against doubt, against despair. Every day we wake up, we are invited into the greatest competition of all, the competition against the self. The applause of others is fleeting. It fades like the echoes of a stadium long after the game has ended. But the victory you achieve over your impulses, over pride, rage, or self-pity, that is eternal. It shapes your character, and character is destiny. Do not misunderstand me. Discipline of the body has value. To train, to sweat, to endure fatigue, these are noble acts. But what use is a powerful body when the mind collapses at the first taste of hardship? What use is victory if you become a prisoner of your own desires? To win once is impressive. To remain undefeated in the face of life's endless trials, that is greatness. Think of pain. Most people run from it. But to a Stoic, pain is not the enemy. It is the teacher. Pain shows us where we are weak. Pain tests our patience, our humility, our resolve. To welcome hardship is to sharpen the soul. Just as the athlete needs resistance to grow stronger, the human spirit needs adversity to discover its true strength. And so, I say this, trophies will gather dust, records will be broken, names will fade. But the virtues we cultivate, courage, wisdom, justice, temperance, these remain untouched by time. The world celebrates champions of sport, but the Stoic seeks to be a champion of life. Not by conquering others, but by conquering the self. That is the greatest title any human can hold. If you wish to rise, do not ask how many opponents you can defeat. Ask instead, how many storms can you endure without losing your soul? For the one who has mastered the self has already won the only match that truly matters.
I respect your wisdom, philosopher, and I hear the truth in your words. The mind is indeed the foundation of everything we do, but allow me to share the world as I have lived it, not in scrolls or theories, but on the court where every mistake is visible, every weakness exposed, and every victory earned in sweat. Tennis has been my life since childhood. Day after day, I stood under the burning sun, striking the ball again and again. There were no shortcuts. The body had to be disciplined, trained, and hardened through repetition. To rise to the top of the world, I had to sacrifice comfort, endure fatigue, and accept pain as my daily companion. It was not a metaphor. It was real blisters, injuries, exhaustion, pressure. And yet through all of it, I discovered that the body and mind are not rivals. They are partners. A strong mind may guide you, but without a strong body to carry it forward, determination collapses into frustration. And a strong body, without discipline of the mind, may achieve victory once, but it cannot sustain greatness. I had to forge both together, like steel shaped by fire and hammer. Yes, trophies gather dust, and records eventually fall. I agree with you there. But do not underestimate what those victories represent. They are symbols of resilience. Every trophy is not just metal. It is the story of countless mornings waking up sore and tired, but still rising to train. It is the weight of doubt and the fear of failure overcome by action. These victories inspire others, showing them what is possible when body and spirit align. I know what it means to fall short, to fight and lose, to stand on the court while the world watches and feel defeat. But here lies the lesson. It is not only about conquering the self in silence, as you say. It is also about daring to step into the arena where your struggle is seen by all. To risk failure in front of the world, that too requires courage. When I faced opponents stronger or faster than me, I did not shrink back. I adapted, I endured, and through those battles, I discovered my true strength. Not only in solitude, but in competition, where every point demanded focus, every match demanded heart. You speak of storms of the soul. I have faced storms in the body as well. Injuries, setbacks, the cruel passing of time. Yet each storm shaped me,
You speak of trophies and victories
and
as
gave
if they
me the
carry
power to
eternal
inspire
weight.
others who fight
Yet,
their own
child of the
battles.
arena,
So,
remember
yes,
this.
the
The
self
applause
must
of
be
the crowd
conquered,
fades
but
the
life
moment
also
you leave the
asks us
court.
to step
Records
forward,
crumble like
to
sand
compete,
in time's tide.
to create
What
moments of
remains?
greatness that
Only the
light
self.
the way for others.
If your identity rests on
Strength
medals,
is not
when
only
they're
what
taken
you
away,
endure alone,
who are you
but
then?
what you dare
Strength
to share with
is
the
not the
world.
roar of thousands, but the quiet mastery of one's own heart. To live for the world's recognition is to chain yourself to shadows. True freedom is indifference to both triumph and failure. You mistake detachment for cowardice. No, it is courage of a higher order. The courage to look within, where no applause softens the pain and no camera records the triumph. You speak of inspiring others, but is it not stronger to teach them that they do not need heroes? That they can face life's hardships without clinging to idols? What you call light, I call illusion. The crowd cheers not for your endurance, but for their own distraction. When the crowd vanishes, when the noise dies, when your body weakens with age, will you still stand, unbroken? That is the only arena that matters. And yet, when decline comes fully, when the body yields at last, you will learn what I already know. The mind, the spirit, these alone remain. You fight to inspire, but inspiration is fragile, dependent on time and spectacle. I fight to liberate myself from needing anything at all. That is the ultimate victory, a life unshaken, untouched by the loss of trophies, by the fading of applause, by the weakness of flesh. Yours is the path of fire, but fire consumes itself. Mine is the path of stone, which endures longer.
And yet, what is freedom if it is locked in silence? Yes, crowds forget. Yes, records fade. But while they last, they spark something in others. A child in the stands, watching me fight for every point, feels a fire ignite within them. That spark can change a life. You call it a shadow. I call it light. My trophies may not last forever, but the inspiration they awaken does. Tell me, philosopher, is it better to hide in the safety of detachment, or to risk everything on the court, so that others may see what strength looks like in flesh and blood? Do you think I have not already faced that? I have stood alone, injured, unable to compete, watching my body betray me while the world moved on. And yet, I rose again, not for the crowd, but for myself, to step back into the fire, knowing I might lose again. That is not illusion, that is life. You ask if I will still stand when I am no longer strong? I will, because strength is not the absence of decline. It is the choice to fight even as decline approaches. My victories are not chains, they are chapters, each one proof that the body and soul, together, can create something greater than silence. Stone endures, yes, but it does not live. Fire burns out, but while it burns, it gives warmth, it gives light, it changes the night around it. You speak of liberation from needing anything, but isn't the point of life to give, to risk, to engage, to leave something behind? You call your path victory, I call it retreat. I do not fear the end. I fear only not having dared enough before the end arrives. Let the stone endure in silence. I choose to burn, and in burning, to ignite others.
In this extraordinary encounter, two forces meet. The blazing fire of Venus Williams, whose discipline and courage inspire the world, and the steady stone of Stoic wisdom, teaching that true strength comes from mastery of the self. Both reveal lessons that transcend their arenas: action and reflection, body and mind, courage and virtue. These are not enemies, but partners. Step into the world prepared. Fight with heart, and yet remember, the applause will fade, but integrity endures. To win, embrace both lessons. Train and endure like Venus. Cultivate inner mastery like the Stoics, and you will rise stronger than any external challenge. In the arena of life, this is the victory that lasts. What can you take from this clash of worlds? Venus Williams shows us the power of action, resilience, and daring to step into the arena, no matter the odds. Epictetus reminds us that inner strength, discipline of the mind, and mastery of the self are the foundation of enduring greatness. Life demands both, the courage to fight and the wisdom to endure. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, every setback a chance to strengthen your character. Step forward with both fire and calm, and no obstacle will shake you. If this lesson inspired you, subscribe and follow our channel. There are many more debates that will challenge, motivate, and transform your view of life.